Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talks. Today, let's talk digital transformation and what that means for businesses. So, digital transformation is the use of digital technologies in order to fundamentally change how your business is going to be operating and how you're going to be delivering value to your customers. And through embracing these opportunities, you're able to drive innovation, efficiency, and growth. And so, but what does it all mean for businesses? Because I feel like, there's digital transformation is a word that gets thrown out there a lot of the time now. And, what it really means is being proactive and, really embracing what these transformations in this technology means, and especially digitally. So being able to adapt and and be able to really keen in and almost try these new technologies that are coming out to continually enhancing business. And a key aspect of digital transformation is the use of data and analytics. So for example, IoT. There is a lot of, with IoT, it's very much based on driving that digital or driving the data and analytics that you receive from these IoT devices in order to enhance your business. So for example, that would be with, if you're in retail, being able to utilize sensors and heat mapping in order to see, how many customers are in a specific area looking at a specific product, and then you take that and really look at these analytics and see, maybe if these products are so popular, should they be right when, you walk into the front, or, should they be when you're checking out closer? There's so many different avenues to look at it. And so just being able to use the analytics is something that is very important to gain that insight to customer behavior. And so another important part of it is integrating these digital technologies also within your current environment. It's always something that is to be looked at, because if you try to digitally transform half of your product set, but they don't integrate well with your existing legacy, what does that mean for your company? And what does that mean even for your employees? Are they having to manage multiple different, multiple different technologies now? Is it becoming still an ease of use? What does that burden look like? And it's something to definitely take into account, and just being able to make sure you're still providing a great culture for your employees. And, whether that means you build that roadmap and, there's a forefront for what kind of needs to be done now. And then you take a step back and look at, okay, it won't integrate with this. What does that look like for the upgrades? Really taking it from a holistic approach as well, and not just focusing on, one or two technologies, and really making sure you're asking yourself the question is, how does implementing this technology, what does that mean for our existing technology stack as well? So let's talk about five key steps for a business to think about when looking at digital transformation. So the first is going to be start by defining your objectives and specific business goals, and determine how technology impacts that. Can technology take me to that next level? And, let's go back to, for example, IoT in transportation. Let's just say in terms of, fleet management, having a sensor on every single vehicle, making sure that you're able to track and create efficiencies. And even with the GPS trackers is creating efficiencies in routes being taken, how to eliminate time, and just in order to, if that is a business goal. And then second is developing that roadmap with technology and processes, and consider looking if a technology guidance partner is needed. And like myself, I always say it's not a sales pitch in any way. It's just I'm here to help create those roadmaps. That is what I do on a daily basis, is helping our partners be able to create that roadmap of technology in order to get you to those specific business objectives. And then second is, don't be afraid to experiment with different types of technologies. Obviously, I understand, sometimes it feels like a heavy load, or, it seems like too much work. But at the end of the day, is sometimes you have to look at is, where is the ROI when you're investing in new technology? Is it increasing efficiencies across the board? Like, will it get there? Obviously, it might be a weight lifted in the beginning, but then how much weight is going to be lifted off after you implement these new technologies? And, being able to really focus on the culture of being continuous and being innovative, and encouraging, everyone in your team to be able to embrace these technologies and in this change. I think, for a lot of times is what I see is, somebody wants to do it, but another person does because of the fear that it's going to be too much work, or that, how is that going to impact? Is it going to make, for example, multi-factor authentication? One of the biggest things that, anybody will recommend when increasing your cybersecurity posture is, implementing multi-factor authentication. And a lot of the rejections that I've seen is, that's going to take too much work for our employees to be able to, really utilize it. It's going to take a lot of time away from what they're doing. But at the end of the day, that time taken to do that is a lot more important than having a vulnerability in your system. And so I'll always say is that time, I think, is the most valuable asset you can have, because it's the one thing you can't get back. And with it being so valuable is understanding and aligning is, that extra minute, how is that valuable? And it's just asking yourself is, even when implementing and looking at a new technology is, okay, how valuable is this time in implementing, in continuing towards this digital transformation? How important is that to then in return with the ROI? And then lastly is just staying up to date on the latest trends and developments, making sure that you are staying up to date with what your competitors are doing. Are they innovating? Are they, utilizing these different transformations in their digital products that, you might not be? And really making sure, and that's where I'm here to help as well, is I'm staying up to date on what's new, what's out there, and especially right now, the topic of conversation is AI. How is AI going to, really take any business to the next level? Or, how is that going to be a part of our conversations in the future? And so with that, digital transformation, it's daunting and complex, but at the end of the day, the rewards that are there are so exciting. And there's just so much that you're able to do in enhancing and driving innovation and being able to stay up to date and making sure that you're staying ahead of the game, being proactive and really transforming your business. And I think the biggest thing though is making sure that everyone's on board and everybody sees the vision. And it's making sure that the team and even business leaders are seeing is, how is this really going to benefit me? And, seeing how this could transform your business. So with that, Have a great holiday weekend, and I will see you on Christmas for another episode of Tech